this video, I'm going to be focused on a small bare area on the far western side of our property line. This area has been recently cleared out, and I'm going to start by showing sort of what's generally in this area. So there are some banana trees followed by a bank of this red ginger, and then we get to some edible stuff, some Swiss chard, which is, I think, my favorite green. And then a fig tree. We have a lot of fig trees in this yard. This is a new one that I recently found that I planted. It's been in the ground for a few weeks. And then this bare area, I was growing some cucumbers in there, and those were recently removed. This is a really nice taro that we've had for a couple of years. This actually was one of the first plants we bought when we moved in. Planted it, thought it died, and then it re-emerged after it started getting better water. Here is a seed-grown macadamia nut that will be the dominant player in this area eventually. Here is an Aswad eggplant. The eggplants keep breaking the plant, so I've done a better job staking it up. A papaya that's finally starting to bear fruit. This is a dwarf low bearing from the University of Hawaii seed program. And then a dwarf ladyfinger. This plant is about 6 or 7 feet tall, pretty small, nice shaped plant. The main subject behind this video is the idea of filling out your garden with plants that already exist within your landscape. This planting is an example of what I'm trying to demonstrate in this video, which is using pre-existing plants from a landscape that I know work, that do well in my area, that cost me nothing because they're divisions of plants I already have. So the dominant 3 plants in this planting are a mondo grass, all divisions, calathea, and a alocasia frydek. And so a good example of no cost and reusing what I already have in my landscape to fill things out. So this is another pretty great example, and one of the more extreme within my landscape. These red tea plants are all divisions of the same plant, and started up on the left-hand corner here on the top, and all I did was divide and plant one, divide and plant one to go all the way to the end. Here are a few plants that of those red tea that are just ready to go in their pots from divisions from that same mother plant. This bench is all palm trees, a lot of them seed grown or a few of them purchased, but there's definitely no space for these in the landscape, so we'll have to give these away or sell these at some point in time. This is a fig section, so I've got about 7 or 8 varieties of fig. This is macadamia nuts, all seed grown. These are ginger of various types, papayas of various types, and then mango from seed, avocados used for rooting stock for grafting, date palms, bananas, Hawaiian spider lilies, more date palms. So a lot of different stuff to go. And now a whole bunch of alocasia divisions. So all the alocasias in the yard, there's divisions of all of them. I've got at least one division ready to go into the ground at all times, and in some cases I have several or many. I give some divisions away if I have a bunch, or I sell some. The other thing that I always try to have on hand are seedlings of flowers or flowering plants. These happen to be small seedlings of dahlias, and this is what they look like in just a few weeks. So dahlias are a tropical plant from Mexico, and they do really well in Hawaii, so try to put as many dahlias in as possible. Same with marigolds. These are home saved seed. So here's what I chose to work with, and the beauty of this is that I can substitute this. I don't have to go to the store, I don't have to do this at the store. I can put this in, look at it, interchange it, exchange it. If I don't like it, switch something out. But basically, red ginger, red ginger, red ginger. So all three of these are divisions of those red ginger plants. And then alocasia, this is Alocasia longiloba. Then I have two Alocasia Regal Shields. These may not look like much at the moment. These are divisions. These will explode when they go on the ground. This is Alocasia Imperial Red. And then Alocasia Cerean. Intermixing this, I've got 5 very sad little looking zinnias. Once these go in the ground, they will do just fine. And then a bunch of marigolds, and all of these marigolds are home seed seeds. And then finally, just for fun, this is a cantaloupe. And my hope is that the cantaloupe, the marigolds, and the zinnias, which are all annuals, will fill in the empty spaces, aggressive, while the alocasias take off. So what I finally decided to do here was put the red ginger along the back wall, back fence line of the property, and then do an Alocasia Regal Shield on either side with the Alocasia Imperial Red in the middle, and then dot all of that throughout with zinnias and marigolds. The one thing I didn't talk about in this video was knowing the size of your plants. The beauty of growing things from your own yard and taking divisions is that I'm already familiar with how these plants are going to grow, how they're going to do in my area, their water requirements and all of that. So it gives me a much better idea and understanding of the specific layout. The other thing that I didn't talk about was the long-term layout of this bed. The macadamia nut tree that's there is going to eventually take this bed over. And in the meantime, it will look really nice with a bunch of alocasias and red ginger going. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.